Have you ever wondered if the quietest person in a room might be its source of strength? In a world of thunderbolts and tempest, there sits Hestia, gentle, unassuming, but more essential than any roaring hero. Imagine for a moment the dining hall of the Olympian gods. Gold glints on polished tables, and laughter scatters like spilled ambrosia. Voices clash and stories tangle. At the heart of all this, a simple, gentle flame, a hearth tended by Hestia's careful hand. She is not loud like Zeus, nor wild like Dionysus. She does not draw the eyes as Aphrodite does, nor march into battle as Ares. Yet, from her place by the fire, she binds the gods together. Her warmth is the space all return to after triumph or quarrel. It is Hestia who keeps the home lit, the soup simmering, the door always open. But even on Mount Olympus, tranquility is a rare luxury. One evening, as the gods recline, a new, unsettling cold creeps through the air, a cold unknown to the immortal. The laughter falters and suspicion stirs, for nothing chills the gods except disharmony. Hermes, ever the messenger and mischief maker, wonders aloud. Could the source of this unsettling break come from below? Perhaps a plot, or a monstrous beast stirring. Ares, impatient, wants to rally the gods, take up arms, root out the threat. But Hestia softly stirs the coals. She looks not outward, but inward. Sensing the heart of the cold is not from the earth below, but from within the immortal family itself. A silence has rooted where warmth once bloomed, petty grievances unspoken, small wounds left untended, a neglect of the rituals of coming together. While Zeus calls for thunder and Athena sharpens her words, Hestia moves quietly from one god to another. Her presence is calming, her words simple and kind. She offers bread and light, draws each back toward the fire, toward each other. A touch on a shoulder, a knowing smile, a remembered inside joke. Suddenly, without fanfare, warmth blossoms around the hearth again. The icy weight lifts, and voices regain their mirth. The gods don't quite realize what Hestia has done. There was no battle, no grand decree, only the subtle mending of unseen cracks and the soft rekindling of shared connection. This is Hestia's power. It is not flashy, but without her, even immortals would freeze in their grand halls. In noisy rooms and silent moments, her gentle presence is what lets anyone truly belong. And as the night settles back into peace, the hearth glows quietly. The world feels warmer, and every heart, god or mortal, finds somewhere safe to rest. Come, let us all here, gathered with gentle hearts, remember that warmth is not found in thunder, but in togetherness. Whenever you seek comfort, look for the quietest fire. There, you'll find Hestia, tending patiently, waiting to welcome you home, Hestia said. The poets and philosophers of ancient Greece understood this kind of power. In Hesiod's stories or the old hymns, Hestia's role is rarely in the center of action, yet they made her the first and last honored at every feast. Why? Maybe they saw how fragile peace can be and how easily warmth can slip away unnoticed. It takes someone special to quietly protect the ordinary magic of belonging. Plato once mused that a just soul is like a harmonious home, orderly and serene within, no matter what storms rage without. Hestia embodies this. She does not banish chaos with a strike, but with a steady flame that transforms chaos into hospitality. She watches over the threshold so people can laugh, heal, and hope again. Even in poetry, the gentle metaphor of the hearth recurs again and again. The poet Sappho wrote, "And when weary with longing and travel, the heart grows colder. Seek the house with a fire burning, There your soul will remember its shape. Sappho said, "What a lovely way to see Hestia, not only as a goddess, but as that feeling of coming home. You know, when the world's noise fades and you lower your guard at last. The small lamp flickering in the kitchen, the smell of something baking, the friend who lets you rest your head without asking for anything in return. It can be easy to think that the world turns because of grand deeds, or that only the strongest voices matter. But as the old hymns say, every guest and every god comes first to the hearth. The feast always begins and ends with Hestia. And so, as coldness slips quietly into a room, any time, it is not always a monster to be slain. Sometimes it is a reminder to tend the warmth at the center, to check on one another, to offer a small kindness, to come home in spirit. Rereading the Homeric hymn to Hestia, you sense this central lesson. Hestia, honored among the immortals, you who dwell in the honored house of far-shooting Apollo, welcome with gladness into your fragrant hall the wise, for at every feast, beginning and end, you preside. Homeric hymn to Hestia said, reflect on that. The goddess who receives attention not through force or spectacle, but through devotion. Her gift is steadfastness. That is why the ancients set aside the first portion of every meal for her, a spoonful of stew, a sip of wine, a crumb of bread, gestures of gratitude for all the invisible labor of love. In philosophy and household ritual alike, Hestia's lesson trickles down to us, offering the assurance that true strength may be the quietest thing in the room, the warmth we discover together in stillness. When the gods forgot this, the cold crept in. But it was Hestia who reminded them, by example, never proclamation, how to knit their family back together. I invite you, the next time you find yourself in a noisy world, to notice the hearth within your own life. Is there someone who keeps things steady, though they say little? Is there a memory or place that always feels safe, no matter how chaotic the day? That is where Hestia lives, in 1,000 unspoken kindnesses. As the old philosophers suggested, a just life is the well-tended fire. Let the flame never go out, and all may find light in its circle. Plato said, so let us return, as the Olympians do, again and again, to the hearth and the hush around it, where the quietest presence brings the greatest warmth. Whatever happens outside, the storms that rage, the rivalries that flare, it is what happens in that warm, glowing circle that truly matters. And so, when you pass someone tending a fire, baking bread, or simply offering a gentle smile, remember Hestia. Or perhaps, remember that some part of her lives in each of us when we choose to kindle warmth instead of chaos. The gods learned this the hard way. Mortals learn it too. Stillness is not absence. It is shelter. Gentleness is not weakness. It is strength in its most welcoming form. And as our story draws to a close, picture that flickering fire in the center of Olympus, the laughter returning, the soft light melting away the cold. The gods, for all their wild power, owe their brightest peace to the quietest goddess. Tonight, as you rest, know that the warmth you feel, the comfort of belonging, is a sacred thing. It is the gift of Hestia, waiting patiently at every hearth. May your own home, wherever it may be, hold a quiet flame for you and those you love.